The monumental activities and transformation that have taken place in the health sector since the commencement of the present administration in 2007 have not only improved the well-being of the teeming populace of the state, but has also restored the confidence of the people in a democratic government. The massive construction, rehabilitation of infrastructure, procurement of equipment and the institution of various free health treatment programs that have been going on in the state are testimonies of how committed the administration of Babatunde Raji Fashola is to the health sector reform, which is one of the 10-point agenda of the administration as it strives to achieve the Health Millennium Development Goals. This has resulted in increased patronage as service delivery at the secondary and tertiary levels have stepped up, and according to statistics, within the last 1.5 years, outpatient attendance has risen to over 2,819,899, a difference of 20% compared to the previous period. Also, patients' admission has increased to over 54,367 or 14%, while deliveries stood at over 17,160 with an increase of 38%. However, it is not only in the development of the infrastructure that the health sector has witnessed transformation, but also in service delivery, as there has been training and retraining of health personnel in the state based on the fact that only skilled and well-grounded personnel can deliver.
Continuing medical education. There is a need, which is standard practice all over the world in developing countries, that we were working in any health facility. There's a need for you to update your knowledge base, because medicine, by virtue of the nature of medicine, new things, new methods are being developed every day, new technologies, and it's incumbent on the people working in those facilities to have a commensurate update in knowledge. That's the essence of it. Two, it's also being done over there for the purpose of accreditation. They're expected to acquire some specific knowledge base below which you are not allowed to practice. You understand me? So it's things like that we're trying to stimulate here, but not as rigidly, because it's relatively new. We have to start from somewhere. So the focus is to stimulate the medical workers to update their knowledge with government as the impetus for now. And of course, as things go on, we upgrade to a level where it's being practiced abroad. That is the idea behind that. And I must tell you that this particular one was something we started, we had decided to do when we started a health sector reform agenda. Because one of the reasons why we decided to do that was based on our surveys before the agenda was formulated. These are the lapses we discovered in terms of knowledge base, in terms of attitude, in terms of our various health workforce. So it's supposed to be a conscious effort to address that. Now, the present administration is going further than that. And the fact is that if we are addressing the issue of infrastructure, physical infrastructure, we also need to invest in the human resource base. So there is a conscious strategy to even address the issue of human resource. So the CME was when we started the previous year. We are building on it. And basically what we are doing now is as a ministry, we look at very topics that are common to all the health facilities that we also address the basic disease burden in our environment and address those issues under this scheme. And also encouraging each facility to organize similar things peculiar to the situations in their various hospitals in a similar, and we've tied that to the attendance by the health workforce towards their promotion exam. It's a way of forcing them and stimulating this issue of knowledge base. So that's what continues.
Constantly changing world, the wealth of innovations and skills brought to bear on service delivery by the health personnel speak volumes about the health sector of the state. Based on this, the government of Lagos State has embarked on continuing medical education, the objective of which is to ensure the delivery of qualitative, sound, modern, and up-to-date, technologically driven healthcare services to the citizens of Lagos State. The continuing medical education program is one of the major activities of the Lagos State Ministry of Health, with the aim of teaching healthcare providers the current, basic and advanced medical care techniques for improved quality of patient management. The goals and objectives of the program are to adjust the attitudes of health workers to new information by updating knowledge and practices at regular intervals, to create an enabling environment for academic and in-service delivery, to encourage regular review of clinical practice with required change in order to improve the healthcare system, to provide job satisfaction for more inquisitive minds who require a dynamic environment to perform their functions, to provide better qualitative up-to-date healthcare for the citizens of Lagos, amongst others. The trainings have been all-encompassing, involving most health personnel from all the hospitals in Lagos State. The emphasis for now is on maternal and infant care. In view of this fact, reductions in pregnancy risks and safe delivery during childbirth can be guaranteed when pregnant women are attended to by skilled doctors, nurses or midwives who are able to prevent, detect and manage obstetric complications. Therefore, in order to keep these health personnel abreast of modern methods of ensuring safer motherhood, there have been unique program of courses in obstetrics and neonatology, that is, healthcare for pregnant women and their newborn babies respectively. This training includes comprehensive courses in emergency obstetric care, essential labor ward practice and practical skills drill from the Advanced Life Support in Obstetrics (ALSA) program. The first two courses have been uniquely created and structured in collaboration with Nigerian experts in the field to meet the needs of the Nigerian O&G system, while the latter is an internationally accredited program with copyright by the American Academy of Family Physicians. By the end of the year 2008, various trainings have been carried out, such as reproductive health and family planning clinic service providers conducted for nurses and midwives from the local government health facilities as well as private hospitals.
Obstetric care and good labor ward practice, that's what the training is about. And everything goes back to maternal mortality. See, maternal mortality is a problem, especially in the developed world. Nigeria has a very high maternal mortality rate, greater than almost the second highest in the whole world. And our mothers are dying. And it's very unfortunate because these are women who are not sick. They don't have a pathological disease. They die in the process of a normal physiological process. They are just trying to, propagate the human race, and they die in that process. So it's very unfortunate. Maternal mortality is also used as an index in any society of the level of their healthcare system, how well that country is taking care of its people and its healthcare sector. What we're doing is trying to improve and to tackle maternal mortality in Lagos State. And how to do that is, one, it depends on the populace, enlightenment, depends on healthcare professionals, and depends on the government. The government is the policy maker. And what the government is doing is to improve the knowledge base of healthcare professionals so that they're better able to tackle this problem of maternal mortality. A lot of women, the main causes of death are bleeding during pregnancy, infection, hypertension, eclampsia. And because all over the world there are advances in modern knowledge, research is ongoing, studies are ongoing, there are new things coming up. And what you find in Nigeria is that most healthcare professionals, nurses, doctors, once they graduate 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, there's no training. All over the world, it is very important to train and retrain healthcare professionals so that they keep abreast of all the current information and the new advances that are coming on. So what Lagos State is doing now is to try and train and retrain these healthcare professionals, make them aware of all the current advances that are going on, new things that have been proven by studies and by research to be beneficial to women and to save their lives.
The essence of this training actually came about. It's an emergency obstetric care training. And it came about because of the high mortality of women giving birth, obstetrics, that's maternal mortality, that is really quite high in our environment. And the present government is committed to actually reducing this mortality rate to the nearest minimum by making sure that health workers are empowered with the latest modalities for taking care of the major causes of the maternal mortality by way of training and retraining of healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, and others that are involved in the care of women generally during pregnancy and delivery.
We need to be more knowledgeable about the obstetric emergencies, how to take care of them and how to do the proper management of all those things that are affecting the mothers during their pregnancy and during delivery, and how to really take care and save them from this mortality, both maternal and infant mortality rates.
So, do you want to say that you've gained a lot of experience there? What are the kind of experience that you've gained?
At least how to treat the hypertension in pregnancy, how to treat all these labor cases, and how to really take care of the people being undergoing operations and all these preterm premature rupture of membranes, all the things that are affecting women, and you know the maternal preterm mortality rate are on the increase, and the way to really reduce this is what is really bothering Lagos State government, and that's why we are here. And I'm really going to talk because we are really appreciating it.
Furthermore, update on implant technology for doctors and family planning managers from secondary and tertiary institutes has been carried out. In the area of emergency in Lagos State, various trainings have also been going on. It is believed that even though accidents, distress or mayhem are inevitable, a lot of deaths and permanent disabilities can be avoided when there is quick and prompt response. Apart from the procurement of more ambulances and mobile hospitals, there have been trainings and retraining to strengthen the human capacity. 350 first responders, 285 clinical staff and 50 major incident medical managers and support supervisors, coordinators and top management staff were trained. Furthermore, there was also the Emergency Medical Services EMS training between July and November 2008 for participants from Lasambos, local government and Lasema. They all went through different courses including first aid with basic life support and basic EMT. To boost these trainings, a training center, Lagos State EMS Training Center, is now hosted at Laseth, and suffice to say that it is the first public institution in the country to be accredited for the purpose of training EMS personnel by international EMS professionals and examination body. The center is a highly equipped training institution which has distinguished itself as an international EMS center of excellence. Courses on offer at the institute include basic courses like Emergency Basic Respondence courses, Emergency Medical Techniques EMT, First Aid and Urban Search and Rescue courses, among others. Also, Major Incident Medical Management and Support MIMMS, which is geared towards the management of disasters such as fires and major large-scale trauma, which is also an internationally reputed professional course licensed by the British Medical Association, is part of the course package. All these courses are delivered by experienced instructors from the United Kingdom who have accumulated over the years well-established experience in training and managing emergencies and disasters, and are assisted by Nigerian experts in the field.
The benefits is unlimited. First of all, we use it for you in the home, in your community, in your state, international-wise. I want to appraise the Lagos State government for bringing out this initiative. It helps a long way to better the lives of our society.
We are ready and prepared now for any emergencies. Unlike in the past when we used to be caught unawares. But presently, if there's any emergency, I want to assure you that we have the personnel, we have the equipment, we have the work to respond immediately and rapidly, and to make sure that we minimize the casualty, and all the efforts to be well coordinated, and we have collaboration between various agencies.
These trainings, human capacity building and the procurement of the various medical equipment have gone a long way in achieving positive results. Between January and June 2008, the Lagos State Ambulance Services Lansambos rescued no fewer than 4,979 people from the jaw of death from various accidents, ranging from road traffic accidents, gunshots, assault, collapsed buildings, and so on. All these notwithstanding, there are still quite a number of challenges ahead. However, given the dedication, commitment and focused disposition of Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, especially in his unwavering attitude to provide the most modern medical facilities and cares, there is every reason to believe that come year 2009, Lagos State medical institutions and facilities will continue to remain top priority. Lagos State gradually inches towards the mega city status, the Lagos State government, led by Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola, continues its drive to evolve a state with a functional system. Apart from the numerous infrastructural renewal projects which are too obvious to deny, the present administration, in apparent belief in the importance of data or statistics in development planning, commissioned in 2008 the state's Geographic Information System, GIS. A geographic information system is an organized collection of computer hardware, software, geographic data and personnel designed to efficiently capture, store, update, manipulate, analyze and display all forms of geographically referenced information. In a more generic sense, GIS applications are tools that allow users to create interactive queries, analyze spatial information, edit data, maps, and present the results of all these operations.
We are in the technological age. We thank God we have a government that knows and appreciates the use of technology this time around, and who is all out to use it to the advantage and benefit of the Lagosians. So it is no longer a news that the world is going electronically, okay? And so the idea of digital mapping of Lagos State, this service, the development of geographic information system came up with the state government, and so felt that for now it is better they put this idea into use once and for all in Lagos State.
Geographic information can be accessed, transferred, transformed, overlaid, processed and displayed using numerous software applications. In this era of rapidly changing face of Lagos, the geographic information system will be most useful for scientific investigations, resource management, asset management, archaeology and environmental impact assessment (EIA). Other areas in which the GIS technology could be useful include urban planning, cartography, criminology, geographic history, marketing, logistic prospectivity, mapping and other purposes. For instance, geographic information system allows emergency planners to easily calculate emergency response times in event of a disaster, either fire outbreak or collapsed buildings. Because of such an enormous relevance of the GIS project, the present administration has marshaled every resource needed to ensure its success, which is divided into two phases: the digital mapping and the LiDAR.
It's like putting everything, all ideas into electronic format, okay, where different agencies can now tap for whatever information they may need. Data information, let me put it that way. Data information they may need for the use of planning for various events in different ministries. For example, it deals with location. Okay, the digital mapping is exactly is location, and we should notice if any development that does not recognize its location is bound to fail. So that is the idea behind the whole project. So if you collect data enough for the use of every agency, okay, then there will be enough preparation, enough background, enough foundation will have been laid, okay, for generating data for developmental purposes in various ministries or agencies.
GIS technology as an expansion of cartographic science has enhanced the efficiency and analytic power of traditional mapping. Even as the scientific community recognizes the environmental consequences of human activity, GIS technology is becoming an essential tool in the effort to understand the process of global change. Similarly, the GIS, through a function known as visualization, can be used to produce images like maps, drawings, animations and other cartographic products that relate to different parts of the state. These images allow researchers to view their subjects in ways that literally never have been seen before. These images are often invaluable for conveying technical concepts of GIS study subjects to non-scientists. Lagosians thus stand the chance of sharing geographical information online, real-time, and anywhere.
It's like laying a solid foundation. Okay, laying a solid foundation for any building. If the foundation is not strong enough, whatever you build on it will collapse eventually. Is that not so? So that is what we are doing. We know they have been planning all along. Okay, for example, the map people are using for planning purpose was flown almost 40 years ago. A plan that the plan that was prepared 40 years ago, will it depict what is presently on the ground? Can you begin to see what that? So that is why the government is taking the courage to do the necessary plan. It can be capital intensive, all right? It can be, but notwithstanding, the government decided to do it once and for all. So once it is done, so this service in particular will be like an aperture or a storage, okay, for data capturing. Okay, the various data necessary after being processed will be required by other agencies like LAMATA. LAMATA will want to know why is there traffic, heavy traffic along one particular axis or the other, like the security people will want to know how best can they really track down the perpetrators, which route can they take to really nip them in to get them arrested and so on and so forth. Like the schools will want to know how many secondary schools they have in Lagos State. Where are they? Are you getting the point? The hospital also, the same thing. How many hospitals, how many dispensaries do we have, all over the Lagos State? Okay, what is their capability, and so on and so on. So this is the gas pipeline, even the petroleum industries, the NNPC. So there are many piles that were buried under the ground, okay, that have no data these days. They don't know where they are. Are you getting? So this kind of project will now be able to tell anybody on the stream at the press of a button where these gas pipelines are. Okay, for how many years have they been laid? Okay, are there ones that have been abandoned? Okay, like a shipwreck, waterways, waterway transportation in Lagos State. Which part of area of Lagos State are there shipwrecks? How many are they? How deep down are they? Are you getting the point? You see how shallow is a particular waterway is. Is this good for navigation and so on and so forth? Are you getting the point? So this is the aim of the project.
There are about 7 modules. The first module, the second module, the third module. The first and the third is handled by special technology, and that has been completed 100%. That's the digital mapping itself, the area, the flying itself. We are still going to fly LiDAR, because we're going to apply LiDAR mapping too. Now the LiDAR mapping aspect of it is going to take care of we're going to drape it on whatever we get from the digital map itself, so that we can have the end product we want to have is a 3D digital mapping of the whole of Lagos State. So that at the end of the day, by the time we apply that, you use that, you see that on the as a layman, when you see that on the screen, you can do what we call walkthrough scene for you, whereby you go through all the streets right there on the screen. You can see all the streets in 3D as you move around. In terms of the data acquisition as we completed, we had completed that just last week. Now the second module is still on, which is the intervention of the geoid. That one is a new thing that I think no state, I can say that again, no state in Nigeria has ever done that. In fact, the whole project itself is a kind of comprehensive thing, package that no state ever done before. But I can tell you right now that we have about 4 to 5 states that's trying now to emulate Lagos State. The third module, which is GIS database creation, that one will start coming in, because the first one is to have the data. Once we have the data, then the data has to be processed. When the data is processed, we have orthophotos, we have LiDAR data. By the time we'll process that further, we extract features, we then go ahead to start having what we call digital map in vector format. On that, they've just started. Existing data, they have done about 60% of that too. What I mean by existing data is some of the survey data that we have done before over the years. They have started plotting all those ones together, kind of compilation map, and that will later on form a layer 2 as part of what will be in the database.
Even before the completion of the first phase of this project, Governor Babatunde Fashola's administration had also been paying due attention to the provision of support infrastructure for effective use of the GIS technology. Presently, the GIS laboratory located within the premises of the Surveyor General's office is now fully equipped with 30 computer systems as well as large format printers. This laboratory is also powered by 2 internet servers. It has its own independent server, while it is also connected to the Lagos State Government official server. These facilities will allow for anyone who needs information on lands in the state to do so from any part of the world. There is also the beacon, whose construction is still ongoing. This is the continuous operation reference station that transmits live signals and will be linked to the GIS lab.
It's going to be made live. It's not a dead wood. That is why we call it continuous operating reference station. Its advantage is so tremendous. Okay, for the use of the surveyors, very shortly, it's going to lessen the work, the burden of the surveyors, drawing chain or tape alongside of the roads. All you need in another few years time, the surveyor you'll be getting in Lagos State, you will be holding the GPS, doing his job very efficiently well by linking his location with this continuous operating. Okay, this will be a reference station to to him. That is the advantage of it. But by the time the whole of Lagos State is a network, we intend to have substations, about 3 spread at different locations in Lagos State. Okay, to be reference to this mother station. Anywhere in Lagos State, survey will be made easy.
To make effective use of this laboratory, the state government is organizing capacity building and institutional development training workshop on information communication technology ICT for digital mapping and the GIS project.
GIS is a tool that is universally accepted by all professions, and therefore professionals therefore welcome the use of a GIS. For example, you can use GIS for a lot of things, like if you can use it to query your database. For example, if you want to know the number of buildings that are in Lagos State, you want to monitor these buildings, you want to know some of them that are certain heights, you want to know those that belong to commercial development, you want to know even for specific uses which are used for offices, maybe banking, maybe factories, maybe what is even the number of floors these buildings are. You want to know at your fingertips. Just a click of the button on the laptop or your desktop, you want to see this building and how they are being localized within the statewide. For example, maybe in Alimashaw, we want to know the number of these features. We want to know how many do we have in Lagos Island, or in other places. I want to compare standards.
We all have really gained a lot, like imposing so many images in the GIS environment, and then working with different tools, working on different layers. Talking about Lagos State map, they've already taught us on how to reference, how to make symbols for all the features being generated from the AutoCAD maps, like features like water bodies, state boundaries, local governments. So many of the layers are taught by the people in charge.
I have gained a lot of things. I want to first thank the governor of Lagos State for having an idea to bring this kind of project into Lagos State. Through this avenue, we have learnt a lot of things, and which I feel in future will transform Lagos State in different aspects.
In some cases where we have a lot of problem with the landing disputes, where everybody have to come to the ministry before they get some one or two information about their particular land property or whatever. They can easily go on net, get a scratch card, get every other information that they need about Lagos State and on their palm. So Lagosians have a lot to gain from this. A lot.
As interesting and commendable as this initiative is, the project has experienced its own fair share of challenges. The determination of the 3-member crew, flying an average of 3 to 4 hours twice daily, could have resulted in the aerial photography being completed much earlier.
The challenges have been very, very thrilling. I've been reading it in books, okay? That the weather can be very troublesome. I'm experiencing this for the first time, okay? But to God be the glory. You need to pray to God to hold the sky for you at times. Otherwise, everything will be bloated. All right. Number 2, challenge. Number 2 challenge, which I will not forget in my life, is October 15 last year, when we demobilized. Okay, when we demobilized, and the aircraft came back to Nigeria, to be told that there was no aviation gas. It never crossed our mind when we were preparing this project that such could be a problem. But once you get a good leadership, okay, it will always act up to expectation. Immediately, His Excellency was informed. The governor of Lagos State, I've never seen such a man in my life. The kind of enthusiasm, the kind of attention he gave this project. If not for him, we would not have been where we are in terms of completion. So to God be the glory. Aviation gas, honestly, we could not get it in Nigeria and no other place in Africa than South Africa. So it gave us about 3 months setback. Okay, the unavailability of that gas gave us 3 months setback, which was not perceived at all.
As the people await the release of the aerial photography, which requires 4 levels of processing stages of the raw visuals to get clear images, government continues to make other relevant efforts to ensure that Lagosians avail themselves of the enormous benefits offered by the GIS technology and justify the enormous resources already expended on the project.
Stakeholders meeting is the most important aspect of even the project itself. The reason being that if we apply every other thing, the technology, you have the software, you have the hardware, you have everything in place, and you don't have people that will appreciate it, that will want to use it, then you have not really done anything. So the reason why we have to invite those people that we think should be part of this project, power users, end users, data work groups, and even ICT work groups, then application work groups, all of these NGOs, all the government agencies, just name it, every corporate individual that we see make use of geospatial data are supposed to be part of this, to be part of the stakeholders meeting. And of course, by the time we come together, what we do there is to rub minds together. There must be some kind of understanding between the two of us before we can share the data together. You agree with me? So there should be common standards. We should agree on a kind of partnership, to partnership level agreement. Legal issues too, because that's very, very important. Office of the Surveyor General is a custodian of government data. The owner is the Lagos State government itself, because it is funded publicly from the public funds. All right, but we are considering holding that data in trust for the state government. So we all have to come together, agree on all of these common standards, common system architectures and everything, so that we can interlink, interoperate, and then be able to work together to the success of the project itself.
With the GIS project, Governor Babatunde Fashola has again proved that the efforts towards evolving Lagos into a mega city and sustaining its leadership status is all-encompassing. The project is a demonstration of the foresight, commitment, sense of purpose, sacrifice and determination that have been the characteristics of the state's leadership. And beyond this, it is a fulfillment of the promise to bring about a brighter, rewarding future for Lagosians.